Hey YouTube, I'm bringing you something a little bit different this time. This is a best of three from a little tournament, 8-person tournament held at our local Pokemon League in Conway, Arkansas. This is actually a 60 HP and under tournament. We decided just to do a different format. The format was getting a little bit on the stale side, and we just decided that this would be fun. So basically the rules are that it's the modified legal format, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, to Noble Victories, as we see me mulligan for my first hand. But you can't use any Pokemon in your deck that have 60 HP or more. So it kind of, makes it a little different. Certain cards get huge boosts. Eviolite is now crazy. Stuff like Potion's a lot more powerful. So we're going to see me just mulligan here a couple of times, and I'm just going to basically, go over a couple things. The other thing is that there was a ban list to avoid donks. Stuff like Tyrogue, Pachirisu, Blast Victini, just stuff that would kind of maybe overpower the format a little bit, and I'll put the ban list in the description box. But we're gonna see me mulligan again. I think that's maybe 2. I also take a long time to shuffle between mulligans because I'm a bad luck person. You can kind of see some of the cards in my deck, and my deck is actually using Sableye from Undaunted or Unleashed. I can never tell those two apart. But Sableye is a card that does 20 damage plus 30 more if you have more cards in your hand. So really in this format, he's pretty much the heaviest hitter. The fact that I'm mulliganing, though, is pretty bad for me because that's just giving my opponent, Josh, he's one of my really good friends, it's giving him more cards in his opening hand, so it's going to be harder for me to match his opening hand. And then Josh is just sort of playing a deck that's a mashup of 2 ideas that he had. One of them is Plusle Minun, they just kind of go together. They do some extra damage if the other one's on the field. It's kind of like Volbeetle Loomis, but kind of more muted. So he also is running some Rotoms and a Smoochum. He didn't have enough cards to play Rotom Smoochum straight, which is kind of what he wanted to do. Smoochum moves energy, your opponent's energy, and then Rotom does 20 times the number of energy on an opponent's Pokemon, so it can be really frustrating and really kind of nasty when you play it right. But so he's kind of playing a matchup with those 2 decks. The other interesting thing to note is that he actually he's a Truth player, so he doesn't actually own any Eviolite. He didn't really buy much from Noble Victories. So I'm playing with Eviolite and he's not, which is a huge advantage in my favor. But I figured I'd bring you guys some content. I know that's kind of an unfair advantage, but Josh is a really good player, and as you'll see, he's going to make these games really, really close. So I win the flip, and we're getting started here. I'm just setting a timer, and I probably should have skipped through a little bit of this or sped it up. So we flip over. I have an Elgium lead, and then he has, I believe, a Magby lead and I think that's a Plusle on the bench. I forget. It's the blue one, a Plusle and Minun. So I attach to my Elgium. I decide to Collector. I Collector for some kind of just random stuff. I'm also running Pidgey. From Triumphant. I thought he did something different. I thought you could grab any card with him, so I ran him. Rock and Roll, my friend Mark puts Rock and Roll up there because that's the deck he played. I grabbed those random basics to just put in my hand and build up my hand size. And then I am now using Elgium's First Contact attack, which lets me search my deck for 2 basics and bench them. So now I have a fairly sizable hand, and I have a couple basics on the bench, and I'm just going to kind of go from there. I don't think I had any better supporters to play. So Josh is going to bench, I believe that one's Minun. He benches a Rotom as well. And I'll see what else he's got. I'd like to see an energy attachment from him. He Oaks. We have a running joke that Josh is our equivalent of Professor Oak. He's our league's professor, and he kind of resembles Professor Oak in some odd way that I can't describe. So that's kind of funny. But he's going to Oak here, just try and get some more cards. Probably an energy is what he really needs. But not really too familiar with Josh's deck, so it's hard for me to kind of guess at what he's doing. I only played 2 games against it. Oh yeah, we're actually this is the best of 3 for a championship. We're playing for a black and white poster that was up at our league, and it was I think it was one of the league promo poster things. It was kind of cool. So he's going to burn me and flip for sleep. Put on my burn marker, and I'm going to flip for burn, and I'm safe. We're going to see me flip safe a lot for burn. I'm going to be able to attach an energy to a Sableye and Sharon for 3 cards. Sharon's a really nice card in my deck because it nets me cards over my opponent, 2 extra cards. Same with Team Rocket's Trickery. They're both pretty much the basis of how I get my hand to be huge. I don't run much hand shuffle. I think I only ran a single N, which is kind of risky, but at the same time, just a move I decided to make. So I'm kind of shuffling through my options, and I actually decided to pass here. I don't know why. I must have another draw supporter in my hand, because otherwise I could have used Sableye's first attack, which is called Pull Out, and for a single energy it lets me put a card from my discard pile onto the top of my deck. This works nicely with Sharon. I can use a Sharon every turn. It also works really nicely with Team Rocket's Trickery. Continuously discarding a card from your opponent's hand can be really an effective means of limiting them in their options and giving me a huge hand size compared to them. So Josh plays another shuffle draw card. I think it was another Pont. And at this point, he's just going to be able to do 30 to me fairly consistently now. Just for a single energy. That's the nice part of Josh's deck, is that he has really low cost energy attackers. A couple single energy guys, and then Magbees and Smoochums are obviously free attackers. So he attacked me, but I missed the burn. I'm able to attach to Sableye again. I retreat. I'm not sure if I have a special dark on him, but I know I drew a plus power at some point. I play a defender and a plus power. I guess I have a way bigger hand than Josh because that's a lot of cards for my deck to play. But I get to draw the prize card, which also nets me up. So there's a knockout. It's now 5-6 in my favor. And he's going to attach another energy, I believe, to another Plusle. It's so hard to tell those two apart for me. I want to say that's Plusle, the blue one. But, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Distinctly possible. It's a 50-50 shot I am. And I think he might try and burn me again here since I have the defender on me. I mean, there's no way he can prevent, or he can do much to me. So that was a lot of the idea in my deck, was going with this max defense type deck, running defenders and Eviolites and potions to just kind of get Sableye up there and tank with him and really do work with Sableye. I also ran a single Rocky Helmet, but that was really just more as kind of a techie kind of card. I was expecting everyone to run lots of Rocky Helmets. So he burns another Pokemon, and I believe I'm safe on the burn once again. Really, it's going to be my saving grace this game, is not getting burnt all the time. And I'm going to attach to a Sableye. We'll see if I have the catcher. I think I'm looking through my discard to see if I do. Kind of a tough situation. And I believe I passed. I should have pulled out there, but I didn't have the Team Rocket's Trickery. I am hit by burn there. A little unfortunate. And Josh is now going to be in a decent position. If he can hit a plus power and knock out a Sableye, that's gonna, which he does, very, very firmly drops that plus power. He evens it up, so it's a 5-5 tie right now. That's definitely looking like it's in his favor, but I'm able to drop another plus power, another Sableye. See if I have an energy. That's what I really need. I can revive to get a third Sableye. Not sure how I feel about dropping so many Pokemon down like that with no energy. He could easily catcher me into no energy Sableye. And I play a potion to ditch some damage from something. I believe it was my Elgium. And at this point, I'm thinking I'm going to be Junipering. I do run a couple of those. There's no other reason for me to kind of ditch all these cards. I play a defender, and there's the Juniper. I guess I junk armed for the defender, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. So hoping I can hit the energy, and I see one in my hand, so that's big. Wish I had played the energy on my Sableye more conspicuously. just so I could tell, what I have to do. But I think I played the plus power. Jeez, I can't even remember now. And I drop an Eviolite, and nope, I don't. So 10 short of knocking him out. Frustrating, but that's how it goes sometimes. I am in a situation where I cannot be damaged very easily. I'm reducing damage by 40. That is a huge amount for this format, at least. It's so funny to say. 40 damage reduction in the regular format is a pain, but not gonna wall you. So Josh is gonna play a switch just to conserve energy, and really his only option right now is to burn me when I'm playing this max defense type of deck. So he's gonna communicate, try and get something. He didn't really show me the Pokemon, but not really gonna matter. I trust Josh, and I think he's gonna grab out Smoochum here, knowing that I'm tanking. He does. Smoochum kind of threatens me because all my attackers use 2 energy, but as you'll find out later, I do have a card or 2 that'll help me get around Smoochum and energy attach my limited amount of energy attachments a turn. So that'll come into play either in this game or the next game. But I think Josh is just going to go ahead and burn me. It's definitely a play. Burning in this format actually is pretty nasty. It's a 30 your max health if you get hit. Unfortunately, we don't have any expert belts. So I'm burnt, he's asleep, and I am fine, which is nice. I'm going to Team Rocket's Trickery. I see a catcher in my hand, which is very good. I should discard that defender. I don't think it'll come into play. Hopefully I will, just because, it's... And then I play the Burnt Tower, which is the card I was talking about. That'll let me get around Smoochum, and really the problems that Smoochum can cause. That way I can attach 2 per turn. I plus power, and I catcher out the Smoochum. I believe I have less cards in my hand now than Josh, which is why I do this. And I'm going to be able to take an easy knockout against the Smoochum. I've seen Josh play that card, and it was really difficult to get around, so I'm just going to take out, one of the things that threatens me. I'm going to roll for another burn, and I think I am safe once again. Whew. So that's definitely affecting the outcome of this game. Fortunately, I don't remove the defender, so that might affect Josh's thinking. He revives Smoochum. I do discard the defender there, so good. Not going to really affect the flow of the game. And now Josh is just going to search his discard. Not really sure what he's looking for. And we're going to see him do, I think, 10 damage to me because of Eviolite, and I'll flip for burn. And he finally hits one, so now I'm up to 30 damage, I think. Might have played a plus power and it's 40, I forget. But I'm able to attach to another Sableye, and at this point, I just switch into the non-burnt Sableye just to prevent damage from racking up. It's a decent play. I hope I have more cards in my hand than him. There we go, the Juniper, so that'll get me a big hand. Playing cards, you have to be reserved when you play cards in this deck, especially stuff like Junk Arm, where you're gonna, if you play the card you Junk Arm for, you drop your hand size by 3. And I potion off some of the damage on my bench Sableye. So I'm looking pretty fantastic here, and I am able to Dark Hand and take another knockout. Josh is really relying on burning me since, with all the defenders and Eviolites I'm playing, he can't really do much else. He's awake, so he burns me, but at this point it's looking like I'm going to avoid it, and I'm going to be able to take another prize just off his Magby if I have more cards in my hand. I do, but I roll for Burn Tower first, I guess. Thought that was going to be a burn roll. I miss Burn Tower. I miss my Burn Towers most of this game, but I do hit the, or I do avoid getting burnt a lot. So now it's 2 prizes to 5, and I'm pretty sure I've got this one in the bag at this point. Not much Josh can do. I think he grabs out a Bulldor, which is kind of just a lulzy card a lot of a lot of the guys threw in, just because it's fairly effective at stalling, reducing attacks. If attacks don't do 40 damage, they don't do anything. If they do over 40 or more or something like that, then they do their full damage. It's kind of a weird attack, but one of my friends was playing a Boldore tank deck, and it was kind of funny. So we'll see what Josh has up his sleeve here. He has a Plusle in hand to attack, but I think the play would be to use Smoochum and try and disrupt me and get a KO on something. If he moves my energy into my Elgyem, he can move a lot of it there, and that can really slow me down. And then he can even take all my energy off the field. So I think that's what he's going to do. Looks like he stays awake. I forget to flip for the burn. I do have a special dark attached. Oh, okay, so that's the energy he moves. Okay, oh, I was pointing to the burn tower. I do forget to flip for burn. There it is, though. So a little confusing. But I'm able to attach another dark and take a knockout, and I'm just at 1 prize left. So he's debating who to promote. At this point, I've pretty much won. I have another Sableye able to attack on the bench. I think I probably could hit a catcher if I needed to, and Rotom is weak to dark, which is a good point to bring up. I also have some type advantage here. He's able to plus power, and I think he's now just kind of going to go for a knockout to make this game a little bit closer. But I don't think there's much else Josh can really do. Maybe play another trainer, but not sure. Okay, so there's the 40. I'll flip for burn. I avoid the knockout narrowly, and I do have the special dark in hand, and I'm able to dark hand here and take my last prize. So that's the first game of this kind of goofy format. I flipped for whatever reason, but I don't think Josh noticed that I took all my prizes. So that's a good game 1. I'm going to go into game 2 with Josh going to go first. And kind of a weird one. I got off to a really good start, but this format was just kind of fun. But not much else to say. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you leave a like, a comment, or subscribe to me. Do all 3 if you like. And, I'll be slinging you more content. I should have some other stuff coming up soon. So hopefully the second game will be up in a day or 2. But thanks for watching, guys. Bye.